Yeah, hi.
Better? Hi.
Thank you for accepting my invitation and accepting to be on my show again.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So, I came to know that you're going to release your next book.
Yes, number three.
That's
It's
amazing.
it's called The Wars Between Us, and I'm really excited about it. But then I get excited with every single book I put out. But this book, I just found it was different for me. It's a different. Well, all my books are different. They're all standalones. But this one was just really dear to me, and it spoke to a lot of different things that we all kind of go through, even nowadays, right? And addiction is one of them. That was really an important message in my book. And when I started it, I actually didn't intend on having that strong message about alcoholism and addiction. Um, the Originally, the reason that I had it in my book was because I had started the book thinking I want to write about a bad boy, right? Because I'm a woman and I've encountered bad boys, if you want to call them that, and they confuse me. I have no idea what's going on in their heads. I don't know why they're like that. and so I wanted to explore that. And then it came around, and well, I was writing in 1935. So 1935 to 1943. So I thought, well, what was a bad boy back then, right? And the only thing I could really come up with was alcoholism, um, because that there was rampant alcoholism back then. So um, so I kind of fell into that, and then I really started exploring addiction and the road to recovery, and how to how people end up getting through it, right? And myself, I've never been addicted to alcohol or drugs, so again, I don't understand it. It confuses me. so I think I nailed it with this book, though. I think I nailed it on the head with the bad boy and addiction as well. Yeah.
So, what I'm understanding is this book is about addiction and the people who are addicted to the alcohol and to the bad habits, and I think it is especially to the men.
Yeah, well, it is, the main character is a man. Yeah. So and I guess it's not just addiction per se. It's about the tagline I'm using is it's the heroic story of a troubled man. So I guess that's where I'm kind of coming around with it, is why are people bad boys or bad girls, right? What makes them go there? What happened in their lives um, that prompts them to become this type of person, right? And are they really that person? I don't think so. I think that's their persona, and who they are inside can be starkly different. So you can have a bad boy or a bad girl with a heart of gold, right? It was just broken too many times. So I think that's what I'm really exploring with this, and that the story goes well past that, and it goes into many other things as well. But that's how I started it, and I think it really turned out quite beautifully.
So
Yeah.
before talking about that, I want you to introduce yourself again to my audience.
Okay, so I am JA Boulet, and I've written, this is my third book now, and it's in the Olison Chronicles series. I'm a historical fiction writer. I also write under subgenres of historical romance, military fiction, and family sagas.
Awesome. So before two big books are about,
Pardon me?
the books that you published, what are those two books and what is it about?
The first two books are The Strong Amongst Us is number one, The Strong Within Us is number two, and then The Wars Between Us is the third one.
Okay. Okay.
And it's the like I said, they're all kind of different. That they're all standalones, right? So you could read book three and then read book one just to find out, what happened in the beginning. But they all kind of have their own stories and their own messages. Book one is about immigration and immigrating to Canada and how terribly difficult it is.
Okay.
It's terribly difficult. I'm Canadian born, but my parents were refugees, and I wouldn't exist today in Canada if it wasn't for what they gave up for me. And I can't even imagine what it would be like to to travel to a different country and to sell everything you have or have it all taken away from you, and and make a new life someplace else. That's amazing. And then book two explores World War One, and then finding love again after heartbreak.
Awesome. So, what is your motivation for writing this book and where these thoughts came from? Because the first two books are completely different from what you wrote now.
Well, actually, when I started it, I wasn't actually going to write a series. Um, it was it was only supposed to be the two books, and and then I don't know. I think I opened up the floodgates, and, and what happened was I thought, okay, well, my readers were like, we want to see what's happening with this, with these people and this with this family, and they wanted to see book three. So I actually wrote book three for my readers. So that's really cool.
So, how much time you took to write this book, and have you did any research?
Oh my God, the research was huge. But it only took me 6 months to write this book, because I started working full time at it. And then the research took me about a month and a half, but that's a month and a half of studying. Like I studied like I was in a history class.
So, who are going to connect with this book? The people who are addicted to the alcohol, or people who who are into any profession, just want to know what the mindsets of the people who take a lot of alcohol.
Well, I think that's correct. I think people with addictions will be interested in this book. I think people that have, like I said, that persona, people that feel troubled, um, and feel like they have to um, delve into addiction or delve into a different persona of themselves. Um, I think it'll appeal to them because it does go into that these people are not bad. They're really not. I suppose some of them are, but I think deep down, events events in your life may push you that way, but it's up to you of what you want to do with that, right? And then and then the only person that can save you when you're going down that rabbit hole is you. That's it. Nobody else can change you.
So, my question to you is: people who drink alcohol are bad in your perspective,
No, no, not at all.
because you said they are bad.
No, no, I'm just saying that the persona of a bad boy or a bad girl or a party girl or
Hmm.
so on. I've been called a party girl. I like partying. Um, I don't have an addictive bone in my body though, but I think it's. I have lots of friends that are addicted to drugs, alcohol, um, and to be honest, some of the nicest people are alcoholics. And so I guess that's what I'm saying is you got to look past that smoke screen.
So by understanding your words, what I'm understanding is the people who take alcohol not bad inside or not completely bad because they're taking alcohol because they have a strong reason.
Yes, yes, exactly. And they're not the, the they're just troubled like the rest of us. They're just expressing it differently, right? Some people, when they're troubled, and they can just become angry, mad people, right? And other people drink alcohol. Other people take drugs. It's just another way of coping. That's all.
So, so when a person takes alcohol or drugs, what happens? Because I don't know, I'm not into that. I don't know how the mind state will be. So I'm sure in your research you might have went a lot, observing a lot of people or the experience that you have, like maybe from different sources, you might have collected. So what kind of mind state that they have? Do they become anger, or do they think that this is the only way which makes me feel very comfortable because I broke up with a girl, or I broke up with a guy, I lost my job.
Hmm.
uh,
Well, I think that's exactly it. That's what you said. It's like when I guess it's I guess it just becomes a crutch, right? And you can, and I'm guilty of this too. Anything, say something upsetting happens in my life, my mother dies, or my boyfriend leaves me, right? I can very well go have a couple of drinks, right? It can become a crutch though. So every time something um, upsetting happens in your life, then you reach for that crutch right away, right? And I think that's um, that's where the road to recovery happens, where you're saying, okay, you know what, I'm going to just deal with this and and not use that crutch, and I'm going to try to use another crutch or actually look at things and try to make it work however it's whatever's happening in your life, right? I'm not an expert in addiction at all. um, I just thought that it's a good subject to bring to the forefront in a romantic fiction novel, right? That just because you've met somebody um, that might that's an alcoholic or has an addiction doesn't mean they can't be a good partner, right? And I think some people write those people off right away. They're like, oh, they're too damaged, right? And I think that if you really fall in love with somebody, you'll be there for them. And that's another very strong message in my book. It's about unwavering love, someone that's going to like stand by you no matter what, and not just get off the train just because you said something stupid, right? Or you did something bad, right? They're going to be there with you, and then they're gonna stick it out because we're all not perfect.
so historical fiction romance is completely different from what you wrote now.
No, my other two books were romantic, um, but not in the sense of the true romantic genre where you need to introduce the both characters in the beginning and then needs to be a happy ending and so on. This book is actually a true romantic uh, fiction um, because of those points. And um, But on the other hand, it is still a subgenre because there is a lot else going on in the book, right? There is World War II going on. There's the Navy. Um, there's his troubled spirit, the alcoholism. There's so much going on in this book.
So, are you alcoholic?
No, no, I don't think so. But I was a binge drinker for a while in my 20s and my teens. I think everyone's done that, but I'm not sure. My kids don't drink at all. Well, a little bit, but they not like I did. No, so I was a binge drinker, and I was when I was in college and university. Yeah, I would go on benders on the weekends, and but I don't know. I don't think I was technically an alcoholic because I did it for social reasons, and then once my social atmosphere dissipated and I changed friends, I just stopped drinking because there was no more of that social atmosphere going on, right?
So, you talk with a lot of people who do that, right? So, I'm sure you'll be observing the way they behave, the way they react to things when they take it. So, and also what I understood from your words is the people who drink are not bad. That is what you're saying.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that they have a good heart.
Good heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
I think everybody has the potential to have a good heart, right? Like, I'm not saying that uh, everybody is good or so on. It's just that it's comes down to the person, right? And the reasons for it, right? Um, like I said before, you can not have any addiction at all and be a complete a-hole the minute something upsetting happens in your life, right? And I've seen those people where they're just mean, right? And so I think it just goes with every aspect. I just wanted to highlight that in my book because I see that a lot with dating and stuff. The minute you find out something um, troubling about the person, right? You drop them like that, right? And that's just judgment, right? That's just saying, oh well, um, because they did this in their past. Um, I don't know. I don't know what would go on in people's heads, but I think it takes lots of courage to overcome addiction. I think it's very courageous. And the people that have overcome addiction, they need to be applauded for that because that's a very hard inner struggle for you to go through to get to the other side. And anybody that's willing to stand there with you while you're going through it, that's unconditional love right there.
what I believe is there are two kind of people who controls their emotions and who are controlled by their emotions. The first type, I believe that I connect to that category. So the second category, the people who can't control their emotions, take this liquid as or this thing as an outlet. They want to express themselves, or they want to just uh, have something which makes them feel forget or feel comfortable or whatever. I don't know the mind state of the person who drinks, but what I understood is up to my knowledge, I don't know, I'm not generalizing it. A lot of people who can't control their emotions wants to take this.
Possibly, yeah. One thing I did do a little bit of research on. I didn't particularly yeah, I guess there was a little bit of it. What was PTSD, And I did. I was when I was researching the Navy and the soldiers and the sailors during World War II, that I did find that there was a lot of alcoholism with the PTSD veterans. So the veterans that have extreme post-traumatic stress disorder, they drink, and one a few people that I know, they point blank told me they drink because it's the only way for them to go to sleep.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, right there. That's powerful. Like that's powerful words. Like that's it's no longer a crutch. It's actually something they need to do to be able to even sleep, because that's how bad the nightmares are.
So what is the message that you're sending to the world with the words that you have?
I guess the message that I'm trying to send, like I said before, was that people that are troubled can be the most surprising, heroic people in the end, right? Don't devalue them because of 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 their crutch. Don't devalue them because of their past, right? They can be the people in the end that save you, right?
So I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this video and who are listening to you on podcast, or uh, feel that there is a person who is thinking like me. There are a lot of people who thinks like you, and definitely they are going to connect with the thoughts that you have. I came to know that there are a lot of people who are thinking like you, but I'm sure you will be putting the words and the collection of the experience that you have in your own style. So
Yes.
that I'm sure that will make that makes people to connect with it, and I agree with you, because you're saying that what you don't need, you should not treat them less or give them less value if uh, they are this kind of person before. So they,
Yeah.
right. So that
Yeah.
is what your
Exactly.
message is.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and then also in the book, the main character, I do allude to it quite a bit, that he has a wild spirit, and I I wonder if that spin on things might be a part of it. I was born with a wild spirit as well, and I did get into trouble when I was younger, right? And I did party a lot, and I did I ended up doing some things that could have probably landed me in jail, but I didn't. But, um, and I did straighten out after a while, but it took a lot for me to realize who I am, and to love myself, right? Um, but I wonder if that's part of it as well, because people that have wild spirits need to, once they mature, they need to learn how to tame themselves. And and I thought that was a very interesting uh, kind of twist in the book, right? So yeah, you'll have to read it to find out.
It seems like you studied about it a lot. I can understand that you have gone through this very deep.
Yeah, I did actually. It's really that's why I'm so pleased with the book, because when I started writing book one and book two, I already had the entire theme of the story in my head. When I started writing book three, I had nothing. All I had was I wanted to write about a bad boy. so so then I started asking my readers, what do you want to hear? Like, what, I'm writing this for you. So what do you want to know happens next? What do you what like what do you want to read next? And I did I did research about alcoholism. I researched about brotherly conflict. So when you have brother conflict, right? Brother to brother, how that portrays and how deep it can go, right? Um, and then I also spent considerable time researching the Navy and the Battle of the Atlantic. That was the biggest part of the research, and to be honest, it was hard. It was very hard. I had gotten halfway through the book, and I had to stop and just research for about a month. And I contacted the HMCS Sackville Museum in Canada. It's the only remaining Corvette ship in Canada, and I wanted to take a tour of the boat, but COVID wouldn't allow me to, so I had to do everything over email and by telephone. And I did get a research book from them as well, and it was considerable because at first I thought, okay, well, all I have to do is pick a couple of boats and a battle scene, right? Well, there's 269 boats, and that's just the Corvette boats, and that's not even including the destroyers, right? And so I was just overwhelmed. I was like, oh my lord, how do I find the right boat, the right scene for the time frame? So it took me a long time to find the right boats and the right convoy and the right battle. But I did it, and yeah, I was very happy that I had finally found the scene. And I don't know if people, when they read, well, no, they won't know. People won't know the amount of research and actual technical detail it takes to nail down the dates, the boats, the times, and the battles. It's considerable. It's a lot of detail to have to go into. Um, but I'm really happy with the product. Yeah, with what came through of it.
So what is the difference between a person who drunk and who didn't drink?
Um, I don't think there is any difference. Yeah, I don't think there is any difference. I, I, like I said before, I think it's just people pick different crutches in order to deal with the things that they're dealing with. Um, some people pick, or like I said, some people are just mean and angry people. Other people are are you know, they can be alcoholics, they can be addicted to drugs, they can be um, happily married for the rest of their lives and never really have a lot of tumultuous things happen in their lives. I don't really know. I don't know the answer to that question, but I believe maybe I'm a little bit naive because I believe there's a good heart in everybody. Like I
Because like
suppose that, yeah, I suppose there is some truly evil people in this world, right? But I would think that they're a minority. I would think, you know, that's only 5% of the people, and I think most of them are leaders.
I think you have a great heart. That's why the reason you are telling that everybody have a great heart.
Thank you.
Right. Until unless you feel that, you won't say that.
Well, I don't know. But yeah, I always think everybody's got a good heart, and regardless of the persona that they put out there.
Maybe this is one of the reasons why your two books went too far.
Maybe.
I can understand the kind of expression that you have. I believe that you will put in this way. I mean, this way you expressed your thoughts about the concept that you took in the book.
Hmm.
Awesome. So, so at last, what is the message that that you want to tell to the world through your book and about your book and where they can find it?
Well, it's available on Amazon. It was just released yesterday, so I don't have a copy to show you. Um, but I did do. I got a book trailer done. It's on YouTube, and I'm very pleased with it. And yeah, so right now it's available on Amazon and Kobo Books. It's available on ebook and paperback. I will be doing an audiobook as well of book 2 and book 3. Book 1 has an audiobook, but the audiobooks take me time. And yeah, so that's where it's available.
So I'll put your links in the description of this video. People who find our video on YouTube, they can find your links and they can get it.
Yeah, for sure.
So at last, have you seen any videos of mine on YouTube?
Pardon me?
Have you seen any videos of mine on YouTube, the recent
All
videos?
the time. I see them all the time and I upvote them all the time. I think what you're doing is just amazing. I think you help a lot of people, and I'm not sure if you realize it.
So you observe these people, you know, as a human being, you connected with the people who are taking this liquid and taking this drugs and all. You understood the mindsets of those people and you put it on your book, in your
Well,
book.
I tried to. Um, and I suppose that addiction and addiction period is not always the same for everyone, right? Maybe some people take it for other reasons, right? But so I guess my portrayal in the book is just this one particular character's events and how they rolled out in his life, right? Um, but yeah, so I don't want to give out too many details of the plot twists and stuff. So, but it does. It's a very real portrayal of addiction and the road to recovery, which isn't always a clear path, right? There's a quote that I remember seeing, and it was on my diary actually. It said, um, "People that wander are not lost." Um, so that's so true. Is that sometimes like people that wander and fall off the path, um, they're not actually lost. They're just they're actually just wandering. Sometimes maybe people just want to do something. They want to be wild, right? They want to experience whatever they're experiencing, right? So maybe that's part of it, and that's why I kind of included that little wild spirit in there, because that's me. It took me a lot of years to tame myself.
So I'm sure people will connect with what you said and they will understand where you're coming from. So thank you again for giving me your valuable time and telling me about the book that you have released. I think this is the first interview that you gave once the book is released.
Oh, the book was released yesterday, so it is. It's yeah, it is released, but it's very. It was just yesterday. So yes, but thank you so much, Sai. I really appreciate the interviews that you've done with me, and I'd like to continue doing an interview with you on every book. I think you're engaging, and I think what you're doing is really an awesome service for everyone out there.
So every book that you release, that will be you will be talking in my show every time.
Yes,
Awesome. So thank you
and
very
I
much. Yeah.
but I have a lot planned too. So I have one, two, three more books planned right now. So this series is 4 books, and then I'm doing 2 spin-off books as well. And then I have some other ideas brewing about a whole bunch of other stuff. And I don't know whether I'm going to go through with it, but I was thinking about a graphic novel, but I'm not too much of a visual artist, right? So I would have to really learn how to do that. But yeah, so. But
But
thank you so
it's
much.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
it's
but
nice. But it's nice because you are doing experiments. You're not writing the same that you wrote before. It's really interesting. Like you are like me. I'm not doing the same in the every interview. I'm taking different interviews, talking with different people. It's like a different concept. Every time I'm telling new things to the world. You are doing the
yeah,
same in the if I see in the same way, you are doing the same. The first is different from second, second is different from third.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, thank you.
That shows your multi level thinking.
Multifaceted.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
awesome. So
Well, well, it,
your readers also will know that there are different angles in you.
yeah, exactly. Because like the one thing, well, I'm an avid reader too. So the one thing I don't like is to read a book and to read another book in this series or another book just by that author and have it be the exact same thing, just different characters, right? And yeah, I'll read the next books if I like the writing style, but after a while it gets boring, right? And then you're like, well, this is the same book just with Zach instead of you know. So I like to mix it up, and I like to entertain my readers. And this book is actually exactly that, and that's why I'm so pleased with it because I actually wrote it for my readers, and I wrote it to entertain, right? So and it does exactly that. I'm so excited.
Awesome. This is just the second day. I'm sure in coming days it is going to be in everybody's house, and I'm sure they are going to know what you are saying and where you're coming from, and the message that you are sending definitely it reaches through my medium. I will try. So thank you again for giving me opportunity to talk with you again. I want you to do what you love, and I'm sure you will do what you are loving, and you will continue doing what you love. Thank you again.
Thank you, Sai.
Take care.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.